4 months later. Prisoner Transit Camp, Germany, 1918, March 29th. So this is a few months before the end of the war.
Hey, Birdman, wake up. Come with me. We don't got much time. You transfer out tomorrow, right? Well, this is your last chance to get your camera back. Come on.
Okay, I'll get my camera back, that's fine, yep. Sorry about the yawn there. What I'm probably going to do in these last parts of the video...
I don't want to get transferred to the country. I've heard stories.
...is I'm probably going to, if I see a collectible, I'll get it, but I'm not spending too much time on it.
I had a dream last night.
So damn hungry.
Yes, indeed. Because one of the things that I've come to notice is kind of the collectibles. Obviously, yes, they're great. They tell you about the war. They tell you about, you know, the stuff that the Germans did, the stuff that the Canadians did in this instance, and obviously the other people that are involved in the war. But that's what they do. They tell you about the war. If you know anything about it, and you know anything about German engineering, or, you know, Canadian, British, whatever, you're going to know all of this stuff already. It's nothing that's, you know, particularly adding to the story in general. So I don't know if this game particularly needs collectibles, and certainly not the way that it sometimes makes you get them. You know, like the cat going about and, you know, shooting at the bird, and then whoop, the bird drops a collectible out of it, or, you know, putting the bird on top of the tent to knock it down and stuff like that. It kind of takes away from the structure of the game a little bit. It's the only criticism that I really have about this game, is that sometimes it takes away from the structure of the game. You know, I spend 15-20 minutes an episode kind of looking around for collectibles rather than enjoying the story. And well, you can't enjoy this story, it's a horrendous story, but, you know, playing the story, if you will. So I don't know whether I'm going to get all the collectibles here. Probably not.
A prisoner of war, a phrase I'd never have understood back home in Canada. But there I was, 4 months into a stretch, at the pleasure of the German army. I was to be transferred out to the country. I'll never forget that last day. They'd taken my notebook, my camera. This was my last chance to get them back.
Come here. Hurry, quick.
I mean...
Just leave me alone.
Alright, mate. As you wish. So we'll have a quick wander around before we go to him and deal with everything.
Hurry, quick.
Nichts dabei für dich heute, Harry. Wie immer. Tut mir leid. Wie lange bist du jetzt schon hier? Und nicht ein Brief? Ich fürchte, die Frauen zu Hause...
Girls back home, they move on.
4 months is a long time for a photographer to go without taking a picture. Hell, they even took my notebook, so I couldn't keep a record of anything. But I was being sent to the country tomorrow for manual labor. And there was no way I was leaving that place without my camera.
I've just wandered down here for nothing. Cool. You see, this is what I mean. You're hunting around for collectibles and things like that, and you're wandering into places you don't need to be. It takes 5 minutes. I understand it's kind of fluffing out the game and everything like that. I think one of the other criticisms that I have as well of this game... One of the other things, the other criticisms I have of this game is that the people that you can speak to...
Wir verhungern hier noch. Und erfrieren. Die Gefangenen jammern ja auch.
They all have kind of the same lines. I miss my wife, blah blah blah. I never thought I'd say this, but I miss my wife. And it's like, for 90% of creators and 90% of people that play games and stuff like that, if there is an option to speak to someone, you're going to speak to them. Obviously, there are some people that just go into a game, rush through the game, do the story, and kind of stick on that kind of tunnel vision where it's, this is my objective, boom, let's go to it. And everything else is just kind of filler that they don't need. It's kind of filler taken away from the story and everything like that they don't need. So they don't do it. But most people that go through a game, they want to explore everything. They want to explore every little nook and cranny. So making the lines different helps in that instance, because when you get through to like part 2 and you hear, 17 soldiers say that they miss their wife, you kind of go, I don't want to speak to all these soldiers because I'm going to get the same voice line and I'm going to be bored out of my freaking mind doing it.
So, on cleaning duty this morning, I went through all their cupboards. I got your camera, your notebook, and anything else with your name on. I stashed it all together. It's ready to go. Listen, I'm on a break, but they got me cleaning the guard block again. You know what that means? Today's the day, Birdman. Shift starts again soon, and there's only one guard right now. Come on.
Okay. I follow you.
Come on, Harry.
Why is it telling me that I have an option to sit down?
Come on, Harry.
I've just been sat down.
Okay, Birdman, time to do your thing. Wait until I'm inside. You distract the Fritz, and I'll get your stuff. I'll meet you out back. I've already stashed your things. I just need a distraction, like we discussed, right?
Yes, but what is the distraction?
And I'd rather be here than in the trenches.
What's the point?
I thought it might have something to do with the bench, doesn't.
Blöde Gefangene. Jemand sollte sie alle erschießen. Alle.
Come on, Harry. Here's your stuff. Go hide it in your bunk before anyone sees.
I had to hide them. A stack of letters. Months' worth. The guards have been holding all of our mail. Now you'd think, that many letters from Julia, I'd have torn them open. But if I got caught, I'd never get out. I had to hide them. It was torture.
Okay, so that's where I need to get. Should be able to get round here. Go around here.
I'd also forgotten that Kurt had given me his address, back in Vimy. He lived on a farm, and I was due to be transferred out to the country. It gave me an idea, and I knew just the man who could help.
Yes.
At the same moment, in the Argonne Forest, German side.
Dear Catherine, 4 months of asking and still they do not grant my leave. All that is left is my duty now. I wake some mornings forgetting why I came here in the first place. The only thing that keeps me going, the only light I see are these letters home to you and our darling daughter. The weather here has turned a lot colder. I ride surrounded by snow. Please
Let me... Oh, actually.
tell Lucie.
Please tell Lucy... Either have patience, Papa does... Papa does not know when he'll be home. The war is cruel and unforgiving, and Germany needs every last ounce of strength it has. Sadly, this includes your father. Have patience, my child. I will continue to try my best, but may not be home for some time yet. Or we can do church. As I look back over recent months, I remember a church I saw while fighting a pastel. It reminded me of Sundays at home when we would all go to church together. I miss those days, but I know we'll be back there soon as a family. And we also have home soon. Papa will be home soon, my child. I have worked hard fixing their machines and maintaining their equipment. The men in charge know you at home well. They are reasonable men and they will let me come back to the farm again very soon, I am certain. I don't believe they are. We're going to say church. Ah, that keyword is locked because I didn't find the gas masks for those people. I have still not received word from your brother, though I am sure he's fine. He always seems to be one step ahead of me, much like he is at home. I will not give up looking for him until I find him. He is a Valmer and he is strong, like you are, Lucy. And I've heard no news from the young Canadian soldier I told you about. They took him prisoner and I assume he lives. I still wonder if I was right to interfere at Passchendaele. The others did not take kindly to my actions, but I was worried they would shoot him. Let's go with... Whoops. I didn't even realise that you could rewrite the whole thing. Let's go with Harry. The cat I told you about is still with me. She follows me around as if I am her owner. I plan to bring her home with me, a new friend for you. Perhaps you can give her a name. Why don't you start thinking of what that might be? Oh, we've got friendly. I want to continue to ask my superiors to let me come home. They are stern men, but I know they're friendly at heart. They only want what's best for Germany, as we all do. And I heard the doctor has struggled to find you medicine. Do not let this worry you. It only means there is someone out there who needs it more than you right now. It'll be your turn soon. I'll tell her about the cat. Why not? I think all these decisions as well do affect the end of the game. I think you can have like peace, or you can have some different endings to the game.
So I had Kurt's address, and was to be transferred to the country the next day. If anyone knew how to change a movement order, it would be my friend Julian.
Change the address on your movement orders. Impossible. You're crazy. You can try, but it's your funeral, Birdman. Follow me. Right in the cabinet at the back. But that's the officers' quarters. You're not getting in there without a damn good distraction.
Soccer. I hadn't played since I was at school. I hated sports. I was never any good at them. But, for my plan, I didn't need to be.
Well, no more football for us. Our ball's stuck on the roof.
I can't believe it, Harry. Thank you so much. You want to play? Come on. Okay, wait until I'm ready, and then shoot.
One lucky kick was all I needed. And
Oopsie.
I got it. That ball was my way in.
Let's try that again, shall we? Wicked. Look at us.
Was zum Teufel soll das? Hier liegt überall Glas. Ah, schon wieder dieser dämliche Ball.
Right, I'm not 100% sure what I'm hiding from, but yeah.
Jeden Tag immer das Gleiche.
Oh.
Verfluchter Krieg.
Are the papers in here, or? Oh no, they're in here.
I was on the train before I had the chance to finally read Julia's letters.
Okay.
I was so distracted. I didn't even care if I was going to Kurt's farm or not. My heart was pounding.
Dear Harry, thank you for all the wonderful photos you send to me. I received no reply from my last letter. Please write back. My dearest Harry, I will not believe harm has come to you. I cannot bear the thought of a world without you in it.
She's gonna think we're dead.
I love you,
Hey!
Julia.
And for the first time, those letters carried the scent of her sweet, sweet perfume. I had to get home.
It had been nearly a year since I had seen my home, since I had seen my family. I could not sleep. At home, I dreamt of war. At war, I dreamt of home.
So if he's at home, and I'm not, obviously going towards that place, am I just gonna play as Harry now? Clearly not. Okay, we've got German train, destination unknown. Or we have Kurt's found Germany. Well, we've always gone with Harry first, so we'll go with Harry first again.
I wasn't going home. Not yet, anyway. But I did have my camera back. To most on the Allied side, Germany was a machine, efficient and relentless. But there were people starving on that train, people that needed help.
Okay.
Ich habe solchen Hunger.
Du hast in diesem Wagen nichts verloren, Gefangener. Raus hier! Geh weg. Geh weg. Was ist?
I remember a carriage of wounded German soldiers. Some gestured to me for food. I wasn't the hero Julia thought I was. I couldn't help these people. But I could take photos. One day, I thought, when I'm back in Canada, I'll show people what happened. And as I took those photos, I wondered, had my plan to get to Kurt's farm even worked?
Was glotzt du so? Geh weg!
I had 10 days at home and barely knew where to begin.
Oh,
I knew
okay.
only that Lucie needed me.
Okay, so we get to see him at home being a dad, which is... that's kind of cool. Yeah, Lucy needs breakfast. That's great. That's great. That's great. So we've got prisoners and reunion. So it may be that there is some...
I could not even bring myself to enter my son's room.
Okay, like, there is absolutely zero purpose to this. It is clear that I'm going to do it, but there is zero purpose to it whatsoever. Okay, that's downstairs, so that's where she's going to be. Oh, okay, prisoner part 105.
Mama sagt, du erzählst nicht gerne vom Krieg. Warum, Papa? Mama sagt, wir haben nichts zu essen, weil Krieg ist.
We don't have food because of the war. Okay.
Warum macht der Krieg das ganze Essen, Papa?
Because it's a lot of soldiers, dear.
Hat Lotti dir im Krieg geholfen, Papa?
Okay, so... need bread, need a knife, and need water.
Ist Lotti eine deutsche Katze, Papa? Was hat sie in Frankreich gemacht?
Is Lottie a German cat? I mean, you know.
Meinst du, ich kann auch mal in den Krieg, Papa?
No, I don't think you'll go to war one day, dear. No offense.
Ich will auch gegen den Feind kämpfen, wie du.
Okay, we got a knife.
hab solchen Hunger, Papa. Wenn wir den Krieg gewinnen, gibt es dann wieder Essen?
I should be able to put that down. Wicked.
Was hältst du von dem Namen Lottie, Papa? Passt er zu ihr?
Lottie. Okay, cool. Yep, call her Lottie. That'll do it.
Baust du immer noch an der Flugmaschine? Papa, können wir Lottie für immer behalten? Nimm deine große Scheibe, Papa.
Yes.
Es tut mir leid, Liebes. Dieses Stück Brot muss lange reichen.
Mama hat gesagt, du hättest im Schlaf geschrien. Erzählst du mir eine Geschichte? Danke, Papa. Du hast mir gefehlt.
Guten Morgen, Kurt. Ich habe Dr. Siegfrieds Stethoskop aus dem Dorf mitgebracht. Für Lucie.
The hell did I need water for?
Lucie, hast du dein Brot gegessen?
Ah, water. I needed it
Wir
for
brauchen Feuerholz, Kurt.
the outside ones. I don't know.
Things were different at home. Weird. We have all changed, I fear. Maybe it was Lucie's illness. Maybe it was the war. But I never mentioned Max, for I could not speak of my failure.
Okay, so water I've got.
I did what
there
I
we go.
could, but we remained hungry.
I remember that little girl so clearly. She was alone, and she was hungry. I couldn't just leave her. Maybe the adults on board could spare a little food.
Man hört so einiges. Alles Mörder.
Fürchte, die Briten haben Verstärkung für ihre Luftwaffe. Trotz des Roten Barons.
Ah, jetzt so ohne Russland kann niemand die Deutschen aufhalten.
Was sein? Im Monat haben die Ostende ganz gut gehalten. Nicht hast du recht.
Ob es im Dorf wohl mehr Lebensmittel gibt? Tja, ich habe Greta gebeten, uns eine Brotration auszuhalten. Wir könnten daraus Suppe kochen. Vielleicht reichen sogar für alle.
Hör mal, aber sag's nicht weiter. Ich habe etwas Fleisch versteckt.
Hast du es dabei? Still. Wir essen es später, sobald wir zu Hause sind.
No. Nice.
Pizza cup.
Mörder, hau ab!
Whoever that chocolate belonged to, they'd be happy to feed a starving child. Or that's what I told myself anyway.
See, what is that? This is one of the problems with this game, is that seeing things is just not... You cannot tell what the fuck you are looking at.
Hey, you know, they let the prisoners walk around.
Was ist los? Schokolade. Bitte.
No, it's for the child.
Du hast hier nichts verloren. Raus hier.
Where is she? There we go. Kitty!
Oh, danke für die Schokolade.
Even just for a moment, even just for that little girl, I was a hero. And for some reason, it reminded me of the man whose life I accidentally saved. The man I accidentally sent Allied intelligence to. The German and his cat.
Hey.
Kitty! Find out what Lucy wants. I don't believe you can actually do anything else with a cat. Like, you're not going to be able to find, like, you know... Hold on. Did I just collect that butterfly? Okay, so there's a collectible in the garden now. I obviously can't collect it, but maybe Kurt can when he comes outside. Where you at, woman? Where you at, little girl? You upstairs? Probably. Did.
Was machst du hier, Lotti?
Nope. This is difficult to control.
Ihr Kätzchen. Lotti.
Whee!
Komm hierher.
What the hell?
I did what I could, but Lucy remained ill.
Just give me a minute. Woman. Thank you. I think there's more plywood I can collect and stuff, but who knows anymore? I use Badman. I don't know what I just got. Oh! Stethoscope. Okay.
I wish I knew how to help my little girl. I came home to see my wife and my daughter, to spend time with my family, and yet none of us spoke. I thought I could come home from the war. I thought I could leave it behind. But I understand now, Katrin, and I'm sorry. I can never leave the war behind. The war follows me wherever I go.
That is, the journal entries, by the way, that you can read. Those are basically what you've done. So I didn't really bother reading them. It's me at the door. Ah, shut the fuck up, Harry, you wee prick.
Sure enough, I found myself on Kurt's doorstep. I didn't know how he'd react. It's one thing being friends with the enemy in a tunnel underground, but another being friends out in the open. I needn't have worried, though. Kurt and his family were kind to me. They took me in, gave me a bed to sleep in, cooked me meals. In return, I helped out on the farm and did what I could around the house. A few days later, Kurt took me to a nearby village. There were things his family needed. Lucie, his daughter, was sick. And Germany was struggling to feed itself by that time. Everyone was hungry.
"7 months until peace." Okay, Phil, for the first part of part number 3, we will leave it right there. Join us as we go into, I believe, the last kind of 5-ish parts. I don't know how long this bit's going to be, but we'll see. So I will catch you in the next video. Ta-ra.
Blazingvalhalla roams the night.